The first time I heard about Ronald McDonald House was I was actually pregnant about 30 weeks when my son was diagnosed, and we knew that he was going to be in the hospital. So one of the nurses actually mentioned Ronald McDonald House and told me that Ronald McDonald House was something I might want to look into, and that was the first I had really heard of it, besides just, what you see on TV or, commercials for fundraising type stuff. My son was diagnosed with a hypoplastic left heart, which essentially is half a heart hit a single pumping chamber. He had open heart surgery at 9 days old and developed some complications and sadly passed at 17 days. If it wasn't for Ronald McDonald House, I wouldn't have the memories with my son that I have. It allowed me to be here, and it allowed me to be by his side for what time we did have with him, and I'll forever be grateful for that. So, close to 8 years since we've been here with him. After he passed away, about a month after he passed, we found out we were pregnant, and we had a baby that same year in November 24th. He was born at 35 weeks and he did really well. He was up in a local NICU where we live. But at 6 weeks old, he developed RSV. And we took him to the hospital, and he was in the local hospital where we live, and he became very critical, and he was transported to Loma Linda for treatment. He was in the pediatric intensive care for a while, and we almost lost him. But he turned around and he recovered, and he just turned 7 November 24th. And it was such a blessing to be able to be there with him and watch him make that turnaround. And I firmly believe if he didn't have his family there, that he might not have made it without the support that he had. If it wasn't for being able to stay here, we might not have had the success that we did. And at that time, the Ronald McDonald House was actually full, and they put us up in a hotel. And I think that's kind of testimony to how important the expansion of the house is. Without, so many people are turned away because there's just not room. And the importance of being able to be near your child is just unimaginable. I don't think people realize the impact that your child's recovery has on the parent being there. And now we're here again with our child Landon that was just born on November 20th at 2 months early. He's in end-stage renal failure. He's our little miracle. He wasn't supposed to survive. He currently is on dialysis, and he's doing fantastic. We are looking at a pretty long stay here. If I could say anything, I would say thank you for your generous donations, because families like mine really, really need a place like this. If it weren't for these generous donations and the Ronald McDonald House, my stories wouldn't be the same. I wouldn't have the memories with my son that I had. I may not have my other son, and who knows what would be happening now with my current child. I can't even thank them enough.